hello.
I might just grab a bunch of.
Might as well bring my coffee over while I wait for everyone to say hello. There we go. Hello, hello. Good morning. Hello, hello. I put a bunch of dry shampoo in my hair this morning because it was very flat, so I was just trying to give it some volume, and now it looks like I'm dandruffy. I swear I'm not. It's just dry shampoo, but oh my. That is one thing I find with having black hair is dry shampoo not like being super visible in your hair is so hard. Like, I even buy dry shampoo that's like made for dark hair, but you wouldn't know because it's still like, before it looked also like I had like gray roots and I had to rub it in like crazy, and then it looked like I had dandruff. So if anyone has any good dry shampoo recommendations for black hair, I'm down to hear it. The stuff I'm using currently I got at Sephora. It's from the brand Verb, and it's the dry shampoo for dark hair. I think for brown hair it would be great, but on black it's still too light. My favorite dry shampoo I've ever used was also from Sephora. It's the Dry Bar Detox Dry Shampoo. Incredible, super expensive, but I don't use dry shampoo a ton, so like super, super worth it when it is. So I just don't feel like spending $40 on dry shampoo.
Spencel's launching tonight at 8.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Yes. All right, good morning, hello. Okay, I think that has been enough time about me rambling about dry shampoo making me look like I have dandruff when I don't. So we might as well get started. Hello, Belinda with a B. Hello, good morning. I love that username. It's so fun. It just rolls off the tongue. Belinda with a B. Very fun. Okay, so we have a pretty short live today just because most of the goodness is going to be happening for Black Friday. I do have a couple of little sneaky peekies to show off at the end of my live for Black Friday, but the actual drops themselves is going to take us real quick. We've got stuff today, and then I think I've got 2 sweaters for tomorrow, and then a sweater or a t-shirt and a pair of jeans on Thursday. And then after that, everything is going to be like all the Black Friday stuff. I can't show all of it obviously today, but I do have some sneak peeks of some cute stuff to show you, so I am excited for that. But with that, we might as well get started into the daily drop today so that we can get into the fun stuff a little bit faster. So for those that don't know me, my name is Michelle. I am the 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I typically wear a size 3X top and bottom. I wear an 18 to 20W in Judy Blues, more frequently an 18W lately, but occasionally I do still wear the 20. And for height reference, I am 6'1". I am very tall, so I will kind of talk about length and stuff like that when it is relevant. Also, just a heads up, I know on the Monday Night Live last night there was an issue where some of the Facebook comments weren't really coming through. So if you comment on Facebook and I don't respond, or you think I didn't see it, I probably didn't. I'll try to see if I can like refresh the feed while I'm going. But if you comment something and I don't respond, I am so sorry. Just letting you know it was glitchy last night. Hopefully it's not glitchy again today, but we'll see how she fares. I have already seen comments on Instagram though, so if you have something that you just like really need to ask me, you can maybe try hopping over to Instagram and asking it there, because I have been seeing comments and stuff coming through there. So just as an FYI. So let's get started. While I am thinking about it, I have a pair of super cute Blowfish booties to show off that I have behind me here, so we might as well start the live with these guys. These are the Blowfish Waverly Smooth Flannel Booties in black. These ones are going to be launching for $86, and they're going to be available in sizes 6 through 11. God, I love that Blowfish actually makes an 11, because a lot of places just stop at 10. And I'm like a 10.5, but nobody makes a 10.5, so I usually just have to go up with an 11. But in the winter, I'm fine with it because I usually wear really thick socks, and then there's still room for my socks in the 11s. So again, sizes 6 through 11, and then for half sizes, we have 6.5, 7.5, and 8.5 for these ones. I'm obsessed with these booties because they're basically just like the high top sneakers from Blowfish, but thicker, and they have like a really nice lining inside. I'm going to unzip these guys and try to show you. They even have the little zipper on the side, just like the high-rise sneakers. And if I flip it open, you can see like it's this really nice thick quilted inside, so it's not just like canvas sneaker. Like, it is definitely like a boot. Like, it's nice and puffy and warm. And you can see like inside, I mean, obviously because this just came out of the box, there's still all the lining and stuff, but even like the base has this like sweater material on it almost, and it's just like really nice and thick walled, not just like a canvas sneaker. So this is definitely, is it going to be as warm as like a big Sorel boot? No, but for a really nice like quick option when, you know, you just want to like run out quickly to drop the kids off at school, and you know, you're not going out for a long walk or anything, but you just need something warmer for when it's like -15 like it was this morning. These are a fantastic option. They're certainly like a cuter and more easy to style variety than like a big tall Sorel boot, which like I feel like as Canadians that's just something that we all always have. I definitely have my pair. I've had the same pair for probably over 10 years now. But they're not ugly, they're actually really cute, but like they're basically reserved at this point for like going home to the farm, walking my dogs, and like shoveling the driveway. That's like, I don't wear them out because they're hard to style and they're heavy, but these are fantastic. I love that these are basically just like winter sneakers because I am not good at being a winter person sometimes, despite living in a cold climate my whole life. And I will wear like sneakers and like my unlined Doc Martens like all winter long because I'm like, oh, I'm just wearing it into the car, and then I have to crank the heat up on my feet because they're freezing, of course. Also, Jackie pointed this out to me. It's not really picking up on camera, unfortunately, but like these have almost like the slightest little bit of shimmer to them because they've got this almost like faded, like brushed metallic. I'm trying to get the light to catch it. Oh, you can kind of see it there on Facebook. I'll move it over to Instagram and you can kind of see just that little bit of glitter. And then there's this like fuzzy like sweater part on the top. So these are super cute and also super practical. I love these. They also have a pretty decent grip as well. They're not going to be like a Sorel like grip, but they are going to be a little bit more grippy, the rubber, and there's enough texture here with the little like nubs that you're not going to be slipping and sliding all over too badly. I mean, unless it's one of those like freezing rainy winters, in which case everyone does that anyways, and your shoes aren't going to save you. Hello, Steph. Hello. I know, right? I'm obsessed with these, Steph. That's why I wanted to start the live with them before I got talking and forgot. I'm also just going to like leave them to hang out back there so you can just like get little cute glimpses of them throughout the live. But again, these are the Waverly Smooth Flannel Booties in black from Blowfish. They're going to be launching with the daily drop today at 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. And again, they're going to be available in sizes 6 through 11 with half sizes 6.5, 7.5, and 8.5. $86 for those ones. All right. Next, we'll move on to the little jacket here that I am wearing. Oops, that is the wrong piece. So this is the Venture jacket in Hunter Green. This one is going to be retailing for $54 and it's available in sizes small through 3X with a 1X large as opposed to an extra large being on offer here. This one is, I'm trying to think of how to describe this material. It almost feels like a terry, but it is like a polyspandex blend, but it kind of feels like a terry material. Like it's got that like fuzzy kind of like brushed vibe going on. We had another one of these launched last week and it is the same kind of like fuzzy material as that one. So for this one, it definitely has like an oversized fit, but it is like an intentionally oversized fit. So we do say true to size. So Christina's in the small, Carrie's in the medium, Melissa wears the 1X, and then I am in the 3X for this one. Again, if I wanted to be a little bit less generously sized, I could probably size down to the 2X, but I prefer the big slouchy, comfy, cozy vibe that this one has. This one does have fully functional buttons. I did have it buttoned up, and I think in my product photo, I am wearing it buttoned up kind of as like a more of like a top or a sweater as opposed to a coatigan or a cover piece. I like it both ways. I do think I prefer the open way a little bit more. It does have nice pockets. They're not as deep as you might think for a jacket like this. Sometimes with big jackets we get pockets that just kind of like go on forever, but this is like an average like cardigan pocket, I would say. This gorgeous like jade green. I guess it's a little darker than a jade green, more like an emerald green maybe. And then if I turn to the side here, we can see we've got the little swoop to swoop, and it is longer in the back than it is in the front, and it is very long in the back. Like this is absolutely tunic length. If you're petite like Christine, this is like borderline dress length in the back, maybe not the front, but you could absolutely style this very long. You could pair this with leggings and go tunic style, and it's gonna look fantastic. And it's definitely like warm, cozy vibes. It's that good middle ground where it's more than just like a light little cardigan or something like that, but it's not as heavy as like a full sweater or cardigan. So it's a good like in between layering piece for transitioning from like wearing something under your coat and then being in the office warming up, and then when you get hot and then, you know, moving around, because that's my like one example, because I find that lately my office has been cold, but sometimes it's like I'll start cold and then once the afternoon comes, the heating system caught up and I'm hot and I have to take off my layers. But if I make the mistake of wearing a sweater to work, I don't have a layer underneath to wear to, like, if I take off the sweater. So I really like having pieces like this to be able to wear in those situations. So again, this is the Venture Jacket in Hunter Green, $54 for this one. Size is small through 3X. True to size with a relaxed fit. We all wear our regular size, and I'm wearing the 3X for this one. Okay, I'll hang this one up and then we will talk about the tank top I'm wearing underneath. This is a style that we have had a few times now, and it's a style that I really, really like. So I'm very excited to have it come in black, because black is my favorite color, of course, to wear. Purple is my favorite color just in general, but for wearing, it's black. Purple's my second favorite color to wear. But anyways, yeah, so we've had this in a few like more neutral type colors, and now we have this one in black. This is the Chill Baby Doll Tank in black. This one's going to be retailing for $47, and it is available in sizes small through 2X. This is from the brand Mito Shop, and I found with this brand that their plus sizes, so their 1X and their 2X, tend to fit a little bit more generous. So what is a 2X from this brand, this Mito Shop brand, fits kind of what I would expect a true 3X to fit like. So I'm wearing the 2X, but it fits exactly how I would expect a 3X in other brands to fit. And we found that that's kind of consistent for this brand. So the straight sizes fit kind of true to size, and then with the plus sizes, you can probably size down one from what you typically wear. So if you're like me and you typically wear a 3X, you can probably wear the 2X. If you typically wear a 2X, you can probably get away with the 1X. So for this one, Christine wears the small, Carrie's in the medium. Melissa wears the extra large, which kind of gets, because she's kind of between extra large and 1X. The 1X fitting more like 2X is a little bit bigger for her, so she opts for the extra large. And then of course I am in the 2X because it does fit like a true 3X in my opinion for this one. I won't go into too much detail on this one just because I have shown this one off many times before, but it is a really pretty kind of different spin on a baby doll tank. It's harder to see when it's black because you can't see the seam in contrast so much, but most baby dolls just kind of go like all the way straight around under the bust, but this one is a little bit different because it starts high and then it kind of goes down to the side. And now most baby dolls would just kind of go straight around the whole way back, but with this one, again, it's hard to see it with the black, but the like where the elastic goes, it actually kind of keeps winding down all the way back. And then it meets in the middle lower down here, and I think it is so flattering and so unique and just a different take on a baby doll that is really fun and like a fresh kind of different take. So I really, really love this tank, and I am excited to see it in, I guess black is still a neutral, but like not like a more like earth tone black or earth tone neutral. So yeah. Again, this is the Chill Baby Doll Tank in black, sizes small through 2X for this one. I'm wearing the 2X and it does fit like I would consider a true 3X to fit. $47 for this one, and we all wear our typical size, Melissa opting for the extra large as opposed to the 1X in this one. All right, and then I will get to the jeans that I am currently wearing. These are from Risen Jeans. These are the Caspians, aka the high-rise wine Frayhem ankle skinnies. These ones are going to be retailing for $97, and they come in sizes 0 through 15 in the straight sizes, and then 1X, 2X, and 3X for plus sizes. So for these, everyone takes their typical Risen size. So Christine is a 5 to 7 in Risen, and she took the 7. Carrie is a 9 to 11 in Risen, and she opted for the 11. Melissa wears the 1X in these, and then I am wearing the 3X, which is consistent for us with Risen. Tuck up the tank top here so we can see that. So here they are. They are this really gorgeous like wine color. We have another pair of red jeans launching soon that are more of like a true like cranberry red, but these ones are definitely like Merlot wine. They definitely have that like purplish undertone that is very like red wine colored for these one. They're definitely something I would describe as more of a cool toned red as well, as opposed to a warm toned brick red. This is definitely like a blue based red, which makes sense because wine purple is made of red and blue. Anyways, but they are like a pretty straightforward cut on top, and then all of the distressing and like extras are definitely coming in down at the bottom, where there is some pretty significant fraying happening and distressing. It's hard to see because it's hard for me to balance, and also from being here, but there is like even fraying and distressing, like not just right along the hem, but kind of trailing down towards it to give that really like roughed up kind of lived in vibe. To be honest, they remind me of like, I had a pair of pants when I was a kid that were kind of like wide, and then they got caught in the chain of my bicycle and it shredded them up, and they kind of looked like this, and then I thought they were so cool, so I used to wear them all the time. And this was back in like the late 90s or early 2000s, before like ripped jeans and stuff. It was more like the mid to late 2000s when like the whole like emo thing came in, and unless you were in like the grunge kind of vibe, which I was not as like a 6-year-old in 1998. But like ripped jeans and stuff weren't a thing yet. And so for me, thinking they were the coolest thing, my mom was just embarrassed. Like, those jeans are ruined. You cannot wear those to school. And I'm like, these are my favorite jeans, after they got all like ripped up in my bike chain. So just funny now that like, again, like this is a tale as old as time now. I feel like in this point where like we're wearing our ripped jeans, and like my parents and like our parents' generation are all like, why are you buying jeans that are already wrecked? You could have just did that to a pair you already owned for less money instead of buying them with the holes already. And I'm like, I've heard my dad say that so many times, but like this looks really cool, and it looks intentional. And like, if I tried to do it, I probably couldn't do it this well, just saying. But yeah, so if we turn around to the back, we can see that consistently up here in like the pockets and the bum area, there's no physical distressing or anything like that. There's not even really any whispering. It is just the wine color of the denim. And then again, all of that fraying and the hem is like all of the physical distressing is contained to the bottom with the frayed hem there. All right. So once again, these are the Risen Jeans high-rise wine frayed hem ankle skinnies, otherwise known as the Caspians. These ones are going to be retailing for $97. And again, straight sizes 0 through 15, and then plus sizes 1X, 2X, and 3X for sure. Right, Belinda? Like, yeah, my mom kind of came around to it a little bit, but like, you know, every time my dad, or I've heard like my aunts say that and stuff, they're like, why are you buying it with the holes already in it? Like, every time. Now I think they've like stopped at this point, because I still wear distressed jeans. I will say I wear like non-distressed jeans about as often as I do distressed now, but for like most of the 2010s and like the first part of the 2020s, that's like all I wore was like, if it didn't have completely shredded thighs, I probably wasn't wearing them. Okay, so we have two more tops that are going to be, or sorry, I have one more top, because I already did the jacket and the tank top. So I have one more top that's launching today. And I can put on. There we go. Okay. So this cozy little thing is the Fresh Flowers button detail top in oatmeal and charcoal. This one is going to be retailing for $52, and it is available in sizes small through 3X and with a 1X as opposed to an extra large as the kind of mid-size size there. This one fits true to size. Everybody's wearing their typical size. So Christine in the small, Carrie is in the medium, Melissa wears the 1X, and I am in the 3X for this one. This one has a lot of really fun details that I feel like I need to get up close to show off. So primarily, number one being these really cute buttons. I do believe, I'm trying to figure out if these are fully functioning buttons. I believe they are. So at least the top one is, and I believe all of them, yes. So these are all fully functioning buttons, so you could have it buttoned up all the way. You could undo the top one, you could undo all of them and have like a cute necklace to show off, or show off a little Brahmi underneath for a pop of color. And then the sleeves are really fun. We have these bands of There's extra texture. I think it's the fabric inside out. Yeah, so if I flip it over, we can see that the inside of the sweater has this really cool kind of like webbed, like netted texture almost. And so there's these couple of stripes on the sleeve where they have actually turned it around. They've got like a hard like serge and stitch to kind of give it some texture in between the transitions. And then they've got these inside out, which I think is really cool because you get the really fun texture, but then you still get that hint of the pattern from the other side showing through, which is a fun detail. And then the cuffs as well are this inside out fabric, and it's wound over both sides, so it's going to have that same texture on both sides of the cuff. And we can see it wraps around the neckline as well. And then if I flip around to the back, we can see that, well, hopefully you can see that there is a little bit of that texture around both sides as well. This is like, I would say like a light to medium weight sweatshirt. So not as heavy as, I would compare it to maybe like a ampersand University Ave sweatshirt. So like not super, super lightweight, but it's also not really thick and cozy like some of the other sweatshirts that we've had. So it's a good, like, again, kind of like medium kind of piece to wear, like inside if you're not gonna be doing something that's gonna be super, super warm, but it's also not something that's gonna be, like if you're freezing and you just put this on, you're probably still gonna want another layer over top, if that makes sense. Right, Belinda? I love this one. It's adorable. I love the pattern. Again, it's described as oatmeal and charcoal, which I would absolutely agree with because it's not quite black and white. This is definitely warmer than a white. And it has, if I get up really close, you can see there's a little bit of like, it's like a heathered oatmeal color underneath. And then we have the charcoal for the patterning. So once again, this is the Fresh Flowers button detail top in oatmeal and charcoal. This one's retailing for $52, sizes small through 3X. Everyone wears their typical size, including myself in the 3X. Okay, so that is everything that is launching today at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So this top, the jeans, the tank top, the jacket, and then the adorable little booties behind me will all be launching at that time today. And then for tonight, we have a Spongelle launch that's going to be happening. I don't have all of the pieces here, but I have a few fun little pieces that have been brought to me to show off. So if you've never heard of Spongelle, they're basically like sponges that come preloaded with like soap or skincare or conditioner or something like that you can just keep in the shower, and then instead of having to get out your bottle, you can just like scrub or anything like that. These are amazing for vacation, especially if you're tight on suitcase space or if you're just taking a carry-on and you can't bring like a big bottle of shampoo. You can just throw these guys in there, and because they're not liquid, TSA doesn't care. And they're really helpful because especially if it's like you're going for a month, you might need something a little bit more, but if you're just going away somewhere for a weekend or like a week, these are fantastic because it's everything you need in one little sponge. And they are, you know, like they're not single use, but they have like a few uses. So, you know, you can use it throughout the duration of your vacation, and then it'll probably be finished by the time you're done and you don't have to pack it back with you, which is really nice. I mean, unless you want to, if you only used it one time, then you could absolutely leave it in your suitcase. But yeah, so we have a few different products that are going to be launching. These are the Petty Pops. They're like little mini buffers for your feet, like little, oh, I can't think of what they're called. The little like pads that you use, the pumice stones, that's what it is. They're kind of like little mini like pumice stones. And then this one is the body wash infused buffer. So this one, again, is like your sponge with your shower gel or body wash in it, and you just use it right on you and don't have to worry about like squeezing soap onto a sponge or onto a shower poof, and you can just deal with it that way. So we have a men's collection launching. We have a couple of men's body buffers. There are some Hogwarts themed body buffers, holiday themed body buffers, some gift sets, the Petty Pops like I just showed that also come with a nail file, some cute little sea animal ones that would be great for kids, and some other Spongosaurus, which I don't know how well they'll show up, but they are so cute. I love the boxes, and like, how cute is that? Like, those would be great for kids as well. I mean, honestly, those would be great for me. I love dinosaurs. And they even, oh, I had to check. I'm like, do they have a Triceratops? They sure do. Not that it matters to anyone, but Triceratops are the Ceratopsians in general are my favorite dinosaurs. except for in The Land Before Time, because Sarah in that movie is an absolute jerk. She is the worst. She is irredeemable. Anyways, so that'll be tonight at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time will be our Spongel launch happening. All right, with that, let's move on to tomorrow, which is Wednesday's daily drop. I have 2 sweaters that are going to be 4+. They are both sweaters that come small, medium to large, but they do work for me, so I will be showing them off here. So I'm going to go throw one on and be right back. Okay, so here is the first of the 2 Wednesday sweaters that do work for plus. So this one is from POL, but based on how funky this style is, you probably could have guessed that. This is the Look Within long sleeve top in coconut. This one's going to be retailing for $97, and it is available in sizes small, medium, large. But as is the case for a lot of POL clothing, it is very generously sized, and we find that the sizes work for a wide range of bodies. So Christine and Carrie both wear the small in this one, and myself and Melissa both opt for the large. This one is a cotton poly blend. I believe it's that the main body of the top is primarily cotton, and then the poly is in the lace details. So this one is this cute hanky hem cut. It is got the points in the front, and then the back just kind of has this drape. Unlike some other tops where they kind of do this shape on me, where they're actually cut straight across, but just the way they drape on me, especially over my chest, it looks like this. This one is actually cut to look like that, so it's going to be more dramatic on everybody, not just on me, who is kind of sizing down into the size large. So it is going to have that really dramatic drapey handkerchief effect. And then we also, because of course it's PL, we have a ton of fun details all over the place. We have this double-edged seam here to give it a little bit more texture and visual interest, and we have this seam down the front, and then we have this cutout here with the lace detailing there too on the front, and then the back has it up in the shoulder area here, which I really like. And then there is also the cutout for the lace on the sleeves as well as this puff sleeve effect, which I really like. The sleeves are a little bit short on me, but considering I'm a size 3X and 6'1" sizing down into a size large, I'm not really surprised. And the cuffs they don't have a ton of stretch, but they have enough that I can pull them a little ways up my arm, and they feel just a little bit more secure that way. I don't have enough stretch in the cuff that I could pull it all the way up to my elbow, but because they feel secure and they're gonna stay at this point, I am okay with that. And even actually when I have them down at the full length for where they sit on me, they're not uncomfortable. They don't feel like they're moving around or anything like that. So I would probably be fine even just leaving the sleeves down on this one for myself personally. Okay, so again, this is the Look Within long sleeve top in coconut. $97 for this one. Small, medium, and large. Carrie and Christine both opt for the small, and myself and Melissa both opt for the large. All right, and then so I have another sweater here that does work for both it's the small, medium, large, but I found that I could wear the large and it did work. This one is the Liliana sweater in Ecru. This one is not from POL, but we did find that it worked for me, so I'm gonna go pop that one on and be right back. Now this one did definitely look a little bit more like a cropped sweater on me, and I don't believe that's necessarily the intention. It's not a long sweater by any means on everyone else, but it does look a little bit more cropped on me. But honestly, I still think it's really cute, so I wanted to try it on and show you guys. The only thing I'll say with this one is that the hole for the head is a little bit on the small side for my giant head. I've got a big brain to keep in there, so I need a big head. But So at first when I was pulling it on, I was like, oh, am I gonna get my head stuck in here? But no, we were good. And I'm not sure if that's just a me problem because again, I'm a size 3X sizing down into the size large, or if it's just in general that the sweater has a tighter hole for the neck. But either way, once I get it like over my head, we're fine. Okay, there we go. So as we can see, on me, definitely cropped considering these are like high-waisted jeans and we're still getting just that tiny little peak of tummy. But honestly, it's kind of a vibe. I really like it that way. And we can see we've got the little slit here, and then it is a little bit longer in the back than in the front, which you can see from the side here. So again, this one is the Liliana sweater in Ecru. This one is a little bit more true to size. So Christine is in the small, Carrie is in the medium, Melissa wears the large, and then of course I am in the large as well. And it's giving much more of a cropped vibe on me than it is on the others. So Carrie is the one in the product photo for this one, and then Melissa is in the same one, the size large. And it's still shorter on her, but it's not nearly as cropped as it is on me. But again, I still think that this works for me. I think it's cute. It's just a very different vibe than how it's fitting the other girls, but still very cute, and I wanted to show it off for everybody. So this is the Liliana sweater in Ecru, $64 for this one, sizes small, medium, and large. This one's a little bit more true to size, but if you're okay with it having a bit more of a cropped vibe, you could definitely wear this one as a plus size person as well. Okay, so that was everything that is available for me on the Wednesday daily drop. So that's tomorrow at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That will have those two sweaters. Wednesday night we have Dex, but there is nothing that's going to be plus size, so I don't have anything to show you there. So then we're moving on to Thursday. I don't believe we have a Thursday evening launch. It's just the Thursday daily drop. And I have a Allison tee and a pair of jeans. So I'll swap into both of those. And then we'll be right back. Okay, here we go. So again, we're on to Thursday now. This is the Allison tee in Heather Gray. This one's going to be retailing for $38, and it is available in sizes small through 3X with a 1X large, as opposed to an extra large. And something to note with this one is that there's a slight variation between the shade of gray for the regular sizes and the plus sizes. So the regular sizes, so small, medium, large, are a slightly lighter gray, and then the 1X, 2X, and 3X are a slightly darker gray. It must have just been a different batch of fabric or dye or something that they used for the two different patterns that they cut, but just something to note that they are slightly different. So everyone wears their true size in these t-shirts, with Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa wears the 1X, and then I am wearing the 3X. I'm gonna try and like, I don't know how clearly you can see it, but like between Carrie and Melissa there, you can tell that Carrie's t-shirt is a little bit lighter than Melissa's, but they are still quite similar. So the Allison tees, I feel like we haven't had an Allison in a little while. I think we've had some Sarah tees. I am the worst at remembering like style names and stuff. But these ones have a little bit of a shorter sleeve. It's not like a short sleeve by any means, but a little bit shorter than some of our other styles, and a rounded like crew neckline. They are a nice length. I would say they're like a true like t-shirt length. They're not more cropped, they're not longer. They're kind of just like a really nice like typical length. And then they are this kind of nice straight across length in the front, and then they are a little bit longer in the back. They don't have the full like scallop, it's just kind of straight and then it comes down to give a little bit more bum coverage, which is nice. It's not quite enough on me to fully cover the booty, but again, with me being so tall, that doesn't happen very often anyways, but they do have that little bit of a drop in the back to give a little bit more bum coverage for those that like that. And then the material itself is exactly what you could expect. It's just your really nice, soft, basic kind of jersey knit t-shirt material. And again, I'm going to get up close so we can see it is this really nice like heathered charcoal, or I guess heathered gray. It's not quite dark enough to be charcoal. A really nice like basic essential tees for sure, and they do hold up really well washing and wearing over time. So again, this is the Allison tee in heather gray, sizes small through 3X. We all take our typical sizes for this one, and this one is going to be retailing for $38. And then finally, I have the jeans that I'm wearing currently here. These are the Judy Blue High Rise Dad Straight Destroyed Mid-Wash. That is a lot of things to describe these, aka the Brodies. And these ones are also described as long, which I would agree. I mean, as we can see, I mean, it's hard to see the angle here. They're not quite long enough for me, but I am 6'1". I have a 35-inch inseam. Most jeans are not long enough for me. I'm gonna guess that these are probably a 33-inch inseam. So for most folks, that is like a 33, I think, is in the industry considered like an actual like long jean. So I would say that these are long jeans. They're just not quite long enough for me because I'm super, super tall and have long legs. So either ways, these are the Brodies. They're gonna be retailing for $105. And they're available in sizes 0 through 15, and then 14W through 22W. So the entire Judy size range, except we're missing that 24W. I'm not sure why. It could just be they didn't have any left in stock. But 0 through 22W. I am wearing my typical 18W in these ones. And everyone else took their true size. So Christina's in the 3, Carrie is in the 9, Melissa's in the 14W, and I am in the 18 for these ones. I'll tie up the t-shirt so that we can see the waist a little bit more clearly. This one was kind of on the fence about whether or not I should wear the 18 or the 20, just because I am a little bit bloated today, so I think that's kind of throwing off my perception a little bit, because the waist does feel a little bit more snug than I remember it feeling when I took photos in these 2 weeks ago. But I do think I was sick yesterday, and I think I'm just kind of like getting over that, so I think I'm a little bit more bloated than normal, but I would still say the 18 is my true size, even with me being bloated right now. I think if I were to size up to the 20, I would have way too much extra room in the hip and thigh area here. Even with the 18, it's like almost to that point, so I think that as I wear these with time too, the waist would stretch out a little bit, and I think the 18 would be my true size. And then, like I said, I know that I am a little bit carrying a little bit more here than usual today, because I am feeling a little under the weather and I am bloated. So I am going to say my true 18 is definitely the right fit. We can see that we do have some whiskering on the front pockets here. We do have quite a bit of pre-made holes that we are paying for in our jeans here on the thighs. We have a couple of smaller ones here, and then a nice big one here. And then if I turn around, not so much on the back though. Usually if there's something on the front, there's usually even just a little bit on the pockets, but I do not feel any on the back pockets at all. And then the hem itself is fully intact. There's no distressing on the hem, which I think is good for a long jean, just because with a long jean, it's more likely to drag on the floor and whatnot. And if you already have, like, it's gonna get distressed probably anyways from like stepping on it a little bit and stuff. So if you already have distressing there, it's just gonna like become a tripping hazard faster. So I do think it was a good choice to finish the hem on these ones instead of having that fraying there, kind of keeping the physical distressing to the upper part of the leg, which I think was a strong choice in this case. So again, these are the Brodies, aka the high-rise dad straight destroyed mid-wash longs. That is a lot. These ones are going to be retailing for $105, and again, excuse me, we all took our typical size in this, so Christine in the 3, Carrie in the 9, Melissa's in the 14W, and I am in the 18W for these ones. Okay, so that's everything for part of the regular launches that is going to be happening for us, which I know is a shorter live, but I do have a couple of things that I want to sneak peek for Black Friday. I don't have the prices on these ones yet. You'll just have to keep following our socials, Facebook and Instagram, to get more information as we tick closer, because I'm not 100% sure if these are door crashers or if these are hourly deals. I don't have all that information yet. That is with the powers that be, which is not me. I am just given the clothes and told to try them on and take pictures. So I will just pick out a couple of my favorite pieces and just to kind of show off, and more information to follow, just because I do not have that information on pricing or timing or anything like that. So bear with me. I will be right back with some cute stuff. Okay, so this was the first piece that I wanted to show off. I think Christine might have already snuck a peek of this dress in a different color on the Facebook Insiders group, but I'm not 100% sure. But this is the Dreamy Days tiered dress. I think this one is so pretty. I love the half sleeve length, because this is the length when I pull out my sleeves that I let them sit, so for them to just naturally be that height is amazing for me. I love where the elastic hits. I love the length. On me, it is like right at the knee or just below the knee. So it's going to be a little bit more below the knee on most folks, again, because I am so tall. But we do have this one coming in a couple of different colors. And I think a couple of different sleeve lengths as well. So this one is the mid-length sleeve, but then I also have these two on my rack. I have this navy and this red, and these two are short-sleeved versions. So there's a few different varieties, very, very similar. As we can see, we still have the elastic at the waist here, but this one has the elastic at the bust, and then a second layer of elastic as well. Super cute. So some really fun dresses. Again, I don't know when or how much. I just know that these are part of the Black Friday deals and my favorites, so I wanted to show them off. And then other things I want to sneak peek. There's a really awesome sweatshirt coming that Carrie just posted, I think, earlier today, so I won't do that one because she just shared it and people were excited. So I think I'm gonna do these guys. We have so many like comfy, cozy things coming. So we have these really cute striped tank tops. We have this red one, and I think there's a black and white one as well. And then we have these like jogger leggings that I'm wearing here. This is the only color that I've tried on so far, this solid brown color, but I know that Christina and Carrie were taking photos of like a bajillion different colors, so I'm not sure on the availability of sizing compared, like if everything they tried on, if everything is going to be available in both straight sizes and plus sizes, if it's some available of both and some of the other, or if it's like everything straight size with a few plus size. I'm not sure, because these solid colored brown ones are the only ones I tried on, but they are super cute. And then again, there's this tank top, which is a really nice long length. It's got the scalloping, it's got the butt coverage, just a really awesome basic spaghetti strap tank. I really like how it looks, yeah, because this is like my just default thing is when I'm wearing anything with a higher waist is to just tie my shirt up like this. I feel like this is such a fun, cozy, casual kind of outfit to wear around the house while you're, you know, unpacking Christmas presents or wrapping Christmas presents, or just, you know, vibing around the house, and you could very easily just pop a cardigan over top and be super comfy, cozy, really cute. So these are some of my picks from Black Friday. Once again, I don't know prices, I don't know timing, I don't know anything like that. I just wanted to show off a few of my favorite pieces that I thought were really cute that I'm going to be looking for and trying to figure out, you know, time and price and what to snag. So, all right, that is everything for me. A little bit of a shorter live today, but just because we have so much coming on Black Friday, we tried to keep the rest of the week a little bit lighter so that everyone's not overwhelmed and that everyone's kind of like waiting for the big day anyways. So, yeah, absolutely. Oh, no problem, Belinda. I always make sure before I do, I'm like, am I allowed to sneak some of this? And like, generally it's fine. So I definitely wanted to share, just because, again, it's kind of harder sometimes with plus, like when we see Carrie and Christine sharing stuff, but it doesn't always all come in plus, or sometimes only certain colors do. So I wanted to sneak some things that I could, just so we know there is some really awesome stuff coming for us plus size friends here as well. So, all right, once again, my name is Michelle. I am the 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time to try on all of the plus size clothes that are going to be launching throughout the week at Lavender and Lace. So if that is something that interests you, you can find me wherever you found me here today, whether that's on Facebook or Instagram, again at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I am live every Tuesday to try on all of that super fun plus size stuff. So I will see you all again next week. Bye.